One. Hello, everyone. Welcome to David and Robby's Watch Party, Season 2, Episode 14. I'm gonna stop saying Season 2 soon because we're slowly getting close to having more episodes than the last time we did.
Honestly, we probably should have gone into season three, given we're in a new year. But that's all right.
No, no, just it was a good week in wrestling. Before we talk, let's just say that it was a pretty good week. We had the return of TNA, which we will talk about with the return, well, actually, the debut of the TNA report presented by
Uh,
me because I watch it.
yeah,
um, no, overall it was good. We got 2K24 coming out soon.
we're getting teases on Monday.
Again, teases of 2K24. It's gonna be awesome. By the time you watch this video, the teases will already happen.
Right?
But you know it is what it is. Okay. I don't think I introduced us. I think I just went on a ramble. My name is David Loveday. I'm your host. With me, as always, is my co-host, Robby Tressler. Robby, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, sir.
All right. Well, we're gonna hop right into it, and we are going to start not with Monday Night Raw, because on Saturday, the Saturday before I turned 21,
Yes, sir. Man's an adult now.
TNA had their first official TNA pay-per-view in 7 years. With Hard to Kill 2024. So we're gonna quickly hop in because we did watch it and it was a good pay-per-view. It was really good. It was a good beginning to a new era for TNA. They're starting to get more traction as a company, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But we're gonna hop into this. Um, I will introduce the matches and then we'll just say what we think about them. So here we go. First match on the show. It was the Knockouts Ultimate X match, the second ever Knockouts Ultimate X match for the number one contendership for the Knockouts World Championship. We had Giselle Shaw, Alicia Edwards, Danny Luna, Jody Threat, Tasha Steeles, and Zaya Brookside. And Giselle Shaw ended up winning this. Robby, any thoughts on this match?
It was hard hitting, high flying, and overall, I like the match.
Yeah, it was a good match. Like it was your typical Ultimate X, is what I'll say. And I told Robby this the Ultimate X concept in itself is kind of stupid
Yeah.
because yes, ladder matches you have to climb the ladder and grab the thing. With Ultimate X, you have to grab the thing and then fall to win.
Yeah.
Like one of the requirements is you have to fall.
Right.
I will admit though, it makes for some great spots.
Yeah. I mean, some very questionable, highly dangerous spots,
That's
but cool
true.
spots nonetheless.
um Next up, we have a match that turned into another match. But first, the original match was PCO versus Dirty Dango.
Yeah.
Of course, PCO got won the match by disqualification when he was attacked. So it turned into a six-man tag with Rhino, Jake something, and PCO versus Alpha Bravo, Oleg Prudius, Vladimir Kozlov, and Dirty Dango. Overall, the booking for the six-man tag kind of sucked.
It
Like
did.
just how to get it on the show. Match was a typical six-man tag in my opinion. Robby, any particular thoughts on the six-man tag?
Well, I can say Oleg Prudius probably should stay retired. His performance was not very good,
Yeah.
and overall the match was just okay.
Mm. No,
But
it was decent, but yeah, I do agree with you on Oleg Prudius.
yeah, this ain't 2009 anymore, my dude. Come on.
Next up is a match that I actually enjoyed more than I thought I would. Decay versus MK Ultra for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. We have
Yeah,
new Knockouts Tag Team Champions.
we do.
Decay, Havoc, and Rosemary defeat MK Ultra, which and Killer Kelly, which is a team that I actually really like. Um, for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships, and overall, giving that giving the title to a team that was around when the original TNA was sort of falling,
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And I guess this may or may not be Rosemary's return, character return, because I guess before she was something else.
Yeah, she was Courtney Rush before.
Yeah, that's so wild.
But no, this is the character return of Rosemary, and it was a good match. I'll say that it was pretty good.
Mhm.
Knockout stag action. I feel like that's the one thing that TNA has over other companies, the women's tag division.
Not just the women's tag division, the women's division in general
That's true.
is
Their
fantastic.
knockouts division is peak right now.
Yeah,
And not peak, but it's really good because they
it's
had
yeah,
other peaks.
right.
Like they had Gail Kim, Mickey James, peak Awesome Kong. It's always been awesome.
Pun intended.
Shut up. Next up, a really good match. Chris Sabin versus Vikingo versus Kushida for the X Division title.
Yeah, this would probably be my match of the night. It went so hard.
Most definitely. I think other than the main event for me, this was my match of the night because the main event was really good too. Um, but no, this match went hard. Like it had its foot on the gas and it did not stop.
Whole lot of flying through the air, basically.
Sabin retained, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah,
But I feel like that's another one where they're going back to TNA. They kind of want one of the TNA guys to hold the title as they like transition back into their old branding.
hmm
So it does make a little sense to me.
it does.
Next up, another match that I feel like would be in my. Oh wait, no, I skipped a match. Although this match was really good too. Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammerstone was next. This
Yes,
was Robbie's introduction to Alex Hammerstone.
it was a great way to introduce him. He did fantastic, even though he lost.
Yeah, of course. If you watch older episodes of the show, you may remember a segment called the MLW report, where
Yeah,
I always talked nice about Alex Hammerstone. At least I think I did. Can't remember. But no, Alex Hammerstone was one of my favorite guys in MLW. And just to see him coming into TNA, starting to get more press as a wrestler, it's awesome.
yeah,
But no, he did lose, but he lost in a great match.
he did.
Second longest match of the night, actually, behind the main event. Next up, the tag team titles were on the line as ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, took on the Rascals, Laredo Kid, Mike Bailey, and the Grizzled Young Veterans. This was the Grizzled Young Veterans TNA debut. And also coming into this match, it was supposed to be Mike Bailey and Trent Seven, but he had travel issues, was the story behind that. So they brought in the Laredo Kid. And the Laredo Kid and Mike Bailey almost won.
They did. It was a good substitution.
It was good. Robbie, what do you think of this match overall?
Fantastic.
Mhm.
I think I can't. If I do get back into watching TNA, I hope we
Mhm.
get to see a little bit more of GYV because they did pretty well in this match. Even though most of the match they were getting beat up, but it is what it is.
I will tell you they were on this week's episode of TNA, so I will talk about that during the TNA report.
Okay.
They were on this week's episode. I can't remember if they won, but we'll talk about that. They
All
did
right.
show up. Next up, the Knockouts title match, as Jordan Grace took on Trinity for the Knockouts title. Another title change, as
Hmm?
Jordan Grace took the Knockouts title from Trinity. And if rumors are to be believed, we could see Trinity back in WWE. Of course,
Quite possible.
for those of you who don't know wrestling, A, what are you doing here? How did you find
Right.
us? We're
Right.
glad you're here, but how did you find this show?
How did you get here?
How did you
Where
get
did you
here?
come from?
B, Trinity was formerly known as Naomi in TNA.
WWE.
In WWE, thank you. In WWE. Former SmackDown Women's Champ, former Women's Tag Champ, walked out of the company during her Women's Tag title run. Came to TNA, won the Knockouts title almost immediately.
Yeah.
But now there are rumors that she's going back to WWE now that Vince is gone. For all intents and purposes, he's gone.
Yeah, he's pretty much gone.
This was also Grace's Call Your Shot championship match because she was the first ever female winner of the Call Your Shot Battle Royal.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, Jordan Grace is the new Knockouts Women's Champion, which I am happy about.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
She's great.
And now we move on to the main event, which, in my opinion, was also a contender for match of the night. Moose
Yeah.
versus Alex Shelley. We have a new world champion.
Yes, sir. We got a new champion, Emu.
So let's address that. During this match, me and
Yeah.
Robby turned into a running joke to start calling Moose by names by other animal names.
Right. And some of them were like basic, like cat, dog, duck, and then we were going like really deep, like
I think I said whooping crane.
I think like what one of mine was like satanic
Yeah.
something frog. It was I don't know, but it
I
was
remember when he hit his spear to win, I said blobfish.
Blobfish. Yes,
But no,
we had fun during
we have a new world champion, Deer. That's our
there.
new world champion. But people are not talking about this match. They're talking about what happened after the match.
Yep.
Nick Nemeth is in TNA.
Yes.
Those of you who don't know, Nick Nemeth is Dolph Ziggler. And I will talk a little bit more about Nick Nemeth in TNA during the TNA report because he did have a promo that's setting up his first feud in TNA, as his promo did get interrupted. So
Mhm.
we will be talking about that. Robby, I don't think you know who interrupted him, so we'll go into that.
I do. I did
Oh, you
see
do? Okay, cool.
something. So yeah.
I didn't know if you knew or not.
Yeah.
But overall, hard to kill 2024. Robby, if you can give this a letter grade, what do you think?
I'd probably say B plus. It
That's exactly
or
where I was going. I
yeah.
was going B, solid B, B plus.
Yeah.
Um, I think for a company that's as small as TNA is right now, it definitely outshined some of the more recent, bigger um wrestling shows.
Right.
Um, like for example, put this against World's End, I'd take this anytime.
Yeah. Agreed.
um, but no, overall, a great show. Awesome, awesome episode, not episode, awesome pay-per-view
Pay-per-view.
for TNA. We'll get more into TNA during the TNA report, possibly on part two, depending on how long Raw goes. Actually, no, definitely on part two because we,
We're already halfway through.
yeah, the way I'm splitting this is going to be Hard Kill and Raw on this part, TNA and SmackDown on this. Let's talk Raw. Robby, this is you.
Alrighty. I was doing something else, so I was not prepared for this. My bad. Give me 1 second.
I told you what you were doing.
I know.
See what I deal with? No, see,
Bruh.
I do everything for
Okay,
this show. He doesn't do. No, I'm just.
I am ready.
All right, cool.
All right, we kick off this episode of Raw from somewhere. I was trying to find the location. Fucking.
I think SmackDown was in Atlanta.
I think Raw was in Kansas.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because we were making fun of that meme where why is it Kansas but not
Oh yeah,
Arkansas? What
yes.
you mean Arkansas? But yes, Cody Rhodes kicks off Raw, basically saying that he was going to go on to win the Rumble again, go to Mania, finish the story.
Again,
He gets interrupted again.
Mr. Redux. No,
He gets interrupted by Drew, who I guess does the same old thing he's been doing the past couple months. He's like, no, I'm gonna win the Rumble again and go on to main event Mania again because I want to do it in front of people this time. And like Rhodes is like, no, you better, bro, get over it. Like, so basically, Rhodes kind of owns him in this promo and then walks away.
hmm.
It was a pretty good promo. He got an A from Bleacher Report. So DIY versus the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day featuring R-Truth.
Yeah.
Does he may or may not be in the Judgment Day. I
That's
don't
my
know.
favorite storyline right now.
It's very nice. DIY actually got the win, which I was kind of surprised by, to be
Mhm.
honest. But hopefully this means they get a tag title shot sooner or later. Because I
Hopefully
wouldn't
that
mind
means they
DIY
win. No.
tag. Right. I wouldn't mind DIY tag champs.
Mhm.
But you gotta give them their old theme back, because the theme they got now is, in my opinion, not good.
It's it's fine, but it's not like the last one.
It's not like Rebel Heart without the lyrics, basically.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what it is.
I don't know what the actual name for it is, but it's basically
I,
Rebel Heart without the lyrics.
I believe it was called Strong Hearts.
That sounds all right. But yeah, I think DIY versus Priest and Finn could be a fire match.
Mhm.
So hopefully, what was not really a fire match, just an okay match. Maybe a light spark. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
A light spark.
The light spark, flick of the lighter and no fire. LeRae and Hartwell defeated Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. The downfall of Green and Niven needs to be studied. They go from tag champs to now losing basic tag matches. But that's okay
Yeah.
because you know Sonya and Chelsea better. That's not the point though. And of course, I just love the little kind of rivalry Chelsea Green and Adam Pearce got going. That's very entertaining, I will say.
Yeah.
And Chelsea just being a massive Karen, it fits her so well. Ludwig Kaiser versus Xavier Woods. This match, Xavier Woods asked for in revenge for the week prior, where Ludwig absolutely destroyed Kofi. He chucked a chair in his face and kicked his head into the stairs. So Woods is out for revenge. This match kind of dissolved into complete chaos, with Kaiser ended up winning by a DQ because I think Woods threw a chair into his face. I think that's how that ended.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we say chair, you have to understand we're not talking steel chairs. They're throwing office chair at each
Yeah,
other.
he chucked an office chair into Ludwig Kaiser's
He
face.
chucked an office chair wheels first into Kaiser.
Wheels first. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. I actually like this side of Ludwig. Like
Mhm.
he's got venom running through his blood.
No, totally.
I
I
like this.
totally agree with that.
No, if only Giovanni could be the same way, then we'd be solid. Imperium would actually be cool. But unfortunately, Giovanni, even though he's injured, he's really boring.
You can't say that. He's injured. Watch me. No,
Watch me. Are you challenging me?
no, no.
The Judgment Day is kind of sort of falling apart backstage. But of course, R-Truth is just trying to keep it all together because R-Truth is a gem.
Well, Archer.
He he's like kind of a part of the Judgment Day, but also kind of not a part of the Judgment Day.
This man is in his mid-50s and he's still
Right. It's wild.
man doesn't age.
That that is incredible. What's not incredible? Akira Tozawa versus Ivar. Uh, Tozawa actually got the win with a roll up, or more specifically, a sunset flip powerbomb. And then after the match, Valhalla attacked Maxine Dupree, and the heel stood tall. Of course,
That's
Tozawa, getting his moment, shining, of course. And now next week we're gonna get Ivar versus Chad Gable, which actually should be a good match because I'm not gonna lie, Ivar his singles run is actually not bad.
it's not. No.
He's
Did
actually putting on pretty good matches.
Eric got injured, right? That's why he's having to sing.
Yeah, he had a neck fusion surgery, so he'll
That's
be
what I
out for a
thought.
while.
Yeah. Give Ivar the universal title. No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't go that far.
Fine, give him the world heavyweight title.
I still wouldn't go that far.
Why not? No.
Well, the man can wrestle, but he's not very good at promos.
That's true. No, I'll
So
give you that one.
you kind of got to be
He
good
has
at
a
both.
mouthpiece. What are you talking about?
Valhalla isn't a mouthpiece. What do you mean?
She can be. She can talk for him.
Eh,
Give him Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and
man,
Ivar.
Paul Heyman and Ivar. Okay. Rhea Ripley cuts a promo about how she's gonna beat anybody that wins the Rumble. Yada yada. Becky Lynch interrupts her and says that she's gonna, win the Rumble again. She's been down on her luck recently, but it's all gonna change with winning the Rumble. Spoiler: she's not winning the Rumble, but hey, I don't know about you, but I think Bayley's gonna win the Rumble.
No, I can agree with that.
At least that's
I think Jade's gonna win the Rumble.
if Jade shows up, then I might have to change my answer. But right now, I think Bayley's gonna win the Rumble. Although I wouldn't be mad about Jade.
Yeah.
Also, this promo also got an A. So far the promos are outshining the wrestling. Awesome Truth, speaking of Truth, versus Priest and Balor. R-Truth was just all over the place in this match. He was supporting the Judgment Day, but he was also beating up the Judgment Day to try to win. Like literally before you want to know the funny thing? He
Yeah.
came out with the Judgment Day despite facing the Judgment Day. This man came out with the Judgment Day, and then Miz in the background, just all by himself, is like, "Dude, what the heck are you doing? You're on my side." And then Truth is like, "Oh, my bad," and and he joined up with Miz like it was nothing. And then when Priest and Balor won, he celebrated with them. I have so many questions.
Who knew that this would be the Awesome Truth reunion?
Right. I do find that. I kind of hope just for memes that the Judgment Day actually do embrace R-Truth
Right?
and accept him as a member of the Judgment Day. That would be hilarious. But I guess we'll see.
Then he turns fully heel. No,
Oh God. Tegan Nox and Natalia versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I don't remember watching this match, but Baszler and Stark won, obviously.
I barely remember that match.
Yeah, I think we might have been distracted by other things. Like, as per usual.
Yeah, basically. Y'all got to realize when we watch wrestling like on Discord, 90% of it is doing other stuff.
Yeah,
Either playing games or watching YouTube or
right. We don't often pay that much attention to the shows. Excuse me. Okay. And for the main event, Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal, the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not gonna lie, they actually fooled me. I legitimately believed for 1 second that Jinder Mahal was going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He hit a coloss onto Rollins and got like a 2.8 count. And I'm just gonna say, Triple H, you had the opportunity to do the funniest thing, stick it to a certain con in the business, making making Jinder for context, by the way. So I'm just gonna say this real quickly. USA Network on X commented on a post by somebody asking about a cage match rating between, I guess somebody brought up a match between two people, and USA Network asked about the cage match rating. So I guess apparently Tony Khan bases how good matches are off of Cage Match, which is a wrestling database. So USA kind of made fun of that fact, and of course Tony Khan was bitter about it, and he replied and said, I think he said Hook, who's 28-1, is made his way up the ranks, is getting a world title match.
Mhm.
And yet Jinder, who has been losing for the past year and did nothing to deserve a title match, is getting a world title match. And he kind of just made fun of that fact. So the fact that they could have made Jinder Mahal a world champion to just as a big FU to Tony Khan would have been fantastic. But of course they did not. Seth Rollins overcame a beatdown from Jinder, and Jinder hitting his finisher, and Damian Priest coming out and attempting to cash in and failing again
Mhm.
to come back and hit a stop and win. And a couple things. One, it's a little bit repetitive
Yeah,
that it seems every Seth Rollins world title match is now ending in the same way. Rollins gets beat down, gets hit with a finisher, kicks out at like 2.5. Priest comes in, tries to cash in, fails. Rollins comes back. It's top, wins last 5 times now. It's getting a bit old. And then something else that came out, I think either Thursday or Friday,
Mhm.
Rollins unfortunately tore his MCL slash partially torn meniscus during that match. So, assuming that he does need surgery,
Mhm.
that pretty much rules him out of Mania. And if he doesn't need surgery, then he'll probably be out for a month, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
But he is addressing his future as World Heavyweight Champion and his health in general on Monday on Raw. And I'm a little bit afraid that he's going to vacate the title,
There's a
but I
good
kind of hope
chance he's good.
I kind of hope he can manage to maybe hold Mania, get that match against Punk, lose the title, and then take time off. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
But if he's got to relinquish the title, then it is what it is.
Mhm.
But I kind of hope he does, selfishly.
No, I think there's a very good chance that he's going to have to relinquish. But maybe they should have given it to Gender. No, I'm just kidding.
I think had they known, they probably would have. But that's all right.
No,
Anyways,
had they known, they would have had him face someone better.
that's probably true. But overall, this Raw was actually a pretty good show. It got a B plus from Bleacher Report, so not a bad episode overall.
All right. Well, we're going to hop out of part one. We will see y'all in part two, where I bring you the TNA report. I
Ooh.
bring you the TNA report, and Robbie's going to bring you the SmackDown report, or what happened on SmackDown. Then we're going to hop into some personal wrestling questions. In part three, this is just a rundown of the show. In part three, we are going to bring back a segment under a new name. We're going to have Robby's rankings, where he's going to
Yep.
rank the WWE / AEW shows of 2023. And in part four, we are going to do Trivial Pursuit to determine who gets to watch the show.
Wait, did you watch the show that I gave you?
I started it.
Oh, okay,
I had a very busy week.
fair enough.
Turning 21 and all.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
um, so we will see y'all in part dos.